You have a unique experience having spent time with new construction and kind of on the builder end. And so why don't you share some suggestions for an agent who realizes that there's an opportunity with new construction, if it's available in your market, and how would they go about making those connections?
New construction with the low inventory is a great low-hanging fruit, so to speak. So it's like anything else, it's relationships. So you have to make yourself, you have to really start to go out there to new communities, especially not when they're holding builder events, but when they're on a slow day, like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, when they have little traffic. Go out and meet that new home consultant. Find out what they're really trying to move, what they're trying to accomplish in that community. They might be closing out and they have a couple of inventory homes that they just really want to get rid of, or they're just starting stuff up, so they really need to get some sales on the books, start to qualify price wise, start to establish a price range for them, and find out what it's like any relationship. You have to give a little and to get a little. So you have to let them know what you're doing to market their homes, what you're doing to try to bring people into their communities. So when they find out that you're very invested in it, they're very happy to work with you on video. They're very happy to make sure that you get the weekly updates, whether they're promos, whether they're incentives. Builders are, with the high interest rates, builders are doing a lot of incentives, be 2 points under what you'll find with a local lender. So these are the things you got to know from the builders. You got to work with the new construction, new home consultants in that community, get to know them, get to create a friendship with them, and start really working kind of almost like you're working for the company, trying to know as much as about what they need. Is there certain things that they're going to be doing at the end of the month, that they're going to have a red tag sale? So you can let your customers know, if you're really ready to buy, let's make sure you got your financing in place, because at the end of the month, they're going to be blowing some of these homes out. So these are the things that you really get. It starts from the ground level, actually showing up at the communities.
What do you mean when you say they might be closing?
So oftentimes there's many stages to the new community when they're building, but if there's a closeout, they might have maybe 3, 5 homes left in that community, and they're trying to get to their next community. The builder's trying to get to that next community. There's a lot of resources on site that they want to move from that particular community to the next one. So they'll often give big discounts to try to close those out, try to get them in the books within that quarter or that month. So they're often discounting a lot of property, and just as we say, blowouts, kind of a silly phrase, but really that's when you're getting your best deals, is when they're trying to close out that community. And oftentimes as they get closer to that close end date, they want to sell that model. Sometimes they haven't released it yet, and they want to make sure that that model gets sold out too. So they want to take all their resources and move it to the next community, and that's what I mean by closeouts.
And so you might have mentioned a few things that we could ask, but why don't you give us a list of questions that an agent might want to ask when they're meeting with a builder?
Well, you want to know how their sales are doing. If they're really moving a lot of property, they're less likely to be giving out discounts on price. So you want to find out what are they doing that you can offer to your customers. What are they maybe doing backsplashes this month? They're doing an upgrade. They often have an A, B, C. They might label it in different builders, but they might have an A, B, C as far as upgrades. So they might go from what's your basic C upgrade to a B upgrade with no extra cost. So you can ask about that. What are some of the upgrades that they might kick in free? What is the possibility as far as getting more down payment money, closing costs? Or they might be had an established price which they need to keep for appraisals, but they're willing to take that money and put it into closing. So if you close with one of their affiliated lenders, often it's an in-house lender, they're often willing to give you discounts towards closing costs. We're seeing anywhere between $10,000 and up to $30,000 in closing costs. So that really relieves a lot of the burden. Especially new construction is a little bit more expensive than the general market. So that relieves the burden of people having to bring that money up front, and they could save it for that down payment.